So today I will be examining the photo before us and doing a little bit of analysis and critique. And I just want to start off by pointing out the very obvious lack of color in the photo. The photographer is clearly using a black and white filter to perhaps take out any of the color that would have been in the photo. And I think that this is actually very beneficial to the photo. I think that the fact that it isn't in color puts a larger emphasis on the woman in the very middle of the photo, and especially the white dress or garment that she's wearing around her. I think that being in black and white and the white dress being so emphasized that it puts a really big importance on what is happening to the woman in this photo. And for that reason, and many other, I do believe that this is a very good example of a narrative photo because we're getting some sense of a story here. I think the most important principle in this photo being used for the narrative is the principle of movement. Um, from the way that the woman's hair is kind of up in the air, or it looks like she's mid turn, we get the sense that maybe she's running from something and she's looking back very quickly to see if it's still there. I get the sense that she turned her head very quickly because her hair is still up in the air a little bit. It's a little messy, and her feet, her legs are bent, and her feet look like she's about to take another step, perhaps about to take another step in running away from whoever's chasing her. So I really feel like the principle of movement is being executed exceptionally well here. I really feel like that, above all else, is pushing the fact that this is a narrative photo, that we're getting some sense of a story here. Um, I also think that the photographer is using the texture on the trees as well. You can see on the right hand side of the photo that there is bark being shown. You can see the texture, and also on the ground beneath the woman's feet we can see that there's leaves and twigs and sticks, and that texture kind of gives us a sense of urgency. Like normally you wouldn't be running barefoot through the forest unless something was probably chasing you. So again, I think that these principles and elements are really pushing for what this narrative is really trying to tell us, which gets me to my next point of what this photo is about. I think this photo is about a woman running away from something, possibly something scaring her, like in a nightmare. Perhaps she's running from something. The white dress that she's wearing actually does give it a little bit of a dreamlike quality, where she's wearing something very flowy, very free. But the sense of urgency in her turning back makes me think that perhaps she's running from something. So perhaps this is actually a nightmare of hers, that she's being chased, perhaps. Some things that I would improve on this photo. There's honestly not a lot I would improve. I really think this is an excellent photo. If anything, I would maybe expand the photo, make the background a little bigger so that we can maybe get a sense of her surroundings a little bit more, possibly get a sense of what's chasing her, if that could be included in the photo. Although I really like the mystery of not knowing what it is. I do enjoy that. And any improvements? Um, I would just say to possibly make the cropping larger so that we can get a better sense of our surroundings. Maybe have the front leg that is also bent. Maybe have that outstretched like she is about to make that second step. Maybe just have it a little bit more planned how on how she's gonna take that next step. Also, I'm not sure if flash was used in this photo, but there is a little bit of shadow from the twig in front of the woman onto the white dress. And perhaps maybe shooting at a time where the sun isn't out too much or where you wouldn't need the flash. Casting that shadow against her kind of takes away the dreamlike or nightmare like quality. Because typically in, dreams or nightmares, we don't think about shadows too much, but maybe just taking that away, that would be one thing I'd possibly change. But overall, I think this is a very excellent photo. I do think it exemplifies the narrative very well. I think that we can get a sense of urgency, a sense of some kind of story going on behind the photo that we don't have full access to. And even with my improvements, I really enjoy the sense of mystery behind the photo that I don't have all the pieces to know. And for me, that's why I like the photo even more is that I don't know everything that's going on here.